for the girls and the gays, that's it. The queens and the queers, yeah, they loving my shit. Yeah, shut the fuck out for the girls with the big ass clips, and shut the fuck out for the girls with the big ass dicks. I do it for the girls and the gays, that's it. The queens and the queers, yeah, they loving my shit. Yeah, shut the fuck out for the girls with the big ass clips, and shut the fuck out for the girls with the big ass dicks. I do it for the girls and the gays, that's it. The queens and the queers.
Have they gone? Have they gone now, those Americans? So, now the band's coming, we can say what we really think about our friends from overseas. I'm gonna miss those guys. I'm gonna miss their funny videos, the funny animal videos, the laughs that we had. Heck, I'm gonna even miss their politics. I hope that they don't sell out, but that the Americans come back to us soon. There's no other platform like TikTok. Fingers crossed. Have they gone? Have they gone now, those Americans? So.
I don't want to be a slave to this world. I don't want to trade my freedom for security. I don't want to be
Of course they're not gonna let us keep TikTok, you guys. Like, even if the government was just like, let's focus on TikTok another time. Like, right now we have like homeless vets on the street. That's like really bad for PR. Like, even if that was like happening, a Guido Batman decides to like off a CEO in public. And like, instead of TikTok being like, oh my God, guys, like that's so crazy. But instead we were just like, that's so crazy hot. Imagine what he would do for your birthday. And we just like girl bossed our way into making a crime non-divisive. Like, it was a non-partisan issue. So imagine the government just like sitting there and like being like, oh my God, like what are we gonna do about this? And then bing, a new notification, someone posts Luigi Mangione is 5'7". And now all of a sudden TikTok has a problem. Should we support the short king? Or is it bad that he's only 5'7"? Was it short man syndrome that drove him to this? Does that really matter if you have aura? I feel like that would be like the last straw, for sure. Of course they're not gonna let us keep TikTok, you guys. Like, even if the government was just like, let's focus on TikTok another time. Like, right now we have like homeless vets on the street. That's like really bad for PR. Like, even if that was like happening, a Guido Batman decides to like off a CEO in public. And like, instead of TikTok being like, oh my God, guys, like that's so crazy. But instead we were just like, that's so crazy hot. Imagine.
Ooh, fun.
Orla!
Welcome to the shit show. Every single day, a new flavor of fuckery, cause everybody.
Hello på grabbarna för Bastard.
Do you focus on the goal or the present moment? Because the present moment is leading towards...
Alltså. Johan Bergström kom.
To all TikTok refugees and our foreign friends, you might have felt the welcoming atmosphere.
Vi behöver feminism för att i Indien så anses det
Hi, I'm Cassie Severo and I'm a film director and I am currently casting for something that is in development. It is a feature film. Right now we are...
Where are you from?
They don't want to ban TikTok because they're afraid of the Chinese government. They want to ban it because they're afraid of the American people. It's important that people understand that, right? When they say it's a national security threat. The threat is you. There's an increased anti-American sentiment on the app. What that really means is an increase in criticism of the American power structure and corruption in the American government. It's not an increase in criticism of the concept of America. People aren't making hate videos about baseball and apple pie. That's not what's happening. This increasing criticism of the power structure is not the app, right? That's the users on it. That's the way people are using the platform. And it's important to note that most Americans consume content mostly from other Americans. So that's what they're really afraid of, right? They're afraid of Americans talking to other Americans on a platform that they can't seem to figure out how to control the narrative on. Now, this kind of criticism of the power structure is supposed to be there, right? It's a healthy part of any functional democracy. Really, it's what the media is supposed to be for. That's what they mean when they say that the media is the fourth branch of government. The media's role is to keep the people informed and to hold the people in power accountable. But when money corrupts politics, then the people with money are the people in power. And when those people also own the media, there is no accountability anymore. It's important we understand that any kind of system of power requires the participation and the obedience of the people it has power over. That's why controlling the narrative is so important, right? Controlling what people believe society is, or even reality is. That's the cornerstone of power. That's the most important part. Money is not the most important part, right? You believing that money is the most important part is the most important part of money. Money doesn't have inherent value. That's what gives money value. Us believing collectively that it does and acting accordingly. So through people's belief that money has value, they can use money to control people. That's the value of money if you're one of the people that controls the system that governs the money supply, right? Not the monetary value of the money, but the control. Now that requires people choosing to participate in the structure you have power over, which requires people believing in the reality of that structure, which requires controlling what people believe, which requires controlling the narrative. So any platform or forum where people scrutinize or question the narrative of the people in power or collectively form their own narrative in spite of the people in power always has been and always will be the most dangerous possible thing in the eyes of the most dangerous people. They don't want to ban TikTok because they're afraid of the Chinese government. They want to ban it because they're afraid of the American people. It's important that people understand